friends, welcome back. We have challenged ourselves to only shop local and Amish Mennonite owned this month. So come along with us. This is our first grocery haul, our first installment of this video. It is just such a lovely day. So we stopped at the orchard, went to the pumpkin patch, and then hit up our local Amish or Mennonite market. We're not sure, but we absolutely love being where we are and we love supporting these businesses. Just come along with us to see a nice meal plan, little meal prep, and a nice little grocery haul. We just got back from the market. I'm still not sure if it's Mennonite or Amish. Regardless, there are a lot of unique foods at this market and I really enjoy it. I feel like it's the best one that we've been to around these parts. So over here we have chocolate shoe fly pie and it was 50% off, and then chocolate chip cheesecake 50% off, and then the Dutch apple crumb pie for 50% off. And I can't wait to dig into this because that looks delicious. I was looking for the larger bags of the King Arthur organic flour. This was $5.07, so this is still cheaper than the grocery store, but I wanted a large bag so I can put them into some large Mylar or some sort of gamma bucket or 5-gallon bucket with a gamma lid, just because we use so much flour and I feel like I would bake a lot more if I had access to a lot more. So I'm going to keep my eyes out for that. If not, I can do an Azure Hall standard order. And then the natural 7-bean soup blend. I really like this to make with ham and beans. So I'm going to do that with that. And I'm going to wait until next week. Their ham hocks go on sale. And right now they're $3.50 a pound, but they'll go down to $2.50 a pound. And I like to put that with the beans and make a nice soup. I have some coleslaw here. My Amelia really loves coleslaw, so I'm going to put that on a plate for her. Then I got some Cool Whip. I was looking for heavy cream, but they only had the really large ones, and I just didn't need that much. So I just grabbed Cool Whip instead. And then we have some raw milk. This is the best price I have found for raw milk. So this was $2.50, and then the gallons are $5 and some change. So it's really a good deal if you think about it. Mini mint patties. And then we have some half and half. We got the, who is it? John F. Martin smoked turkey, and I got it chipped. You can do sliced or chipped, and I really like the chipped for different things. But if you're from this area of Pennsylvania, they do chipped ham and they put that in barbecue, and that's a really good like warm sandwich option. So I'll probably do that next time. Husband got the Kutztown grape and the Kutztown root beer, and then some bananas. Those are 79 cents, so a little bit more pricier than Sharp Shopper, but that's okay. And then I got some sweet bologna snack pack to stock on now, and some apple cider, as well as some Macintosh apples. That was a really good price, so I'm excited for that. And then on the way home, we stopped at the Amish market, and they have some really great items in there too. Their block raw cheese is cheaper than Giant. It's cheaper than Walmart, so I'm going to go in and grab that. And then she has some tomatoes on sale, as well as her pumpkins. I actually got a chance to talk to her today, so I was really excited. It was a great afternoon. I'm going to get this all put away, and then we are going to do some meal prep for the week. Okay, so we are hopping right on into this. I needed quick things for lunch and breakfast, so that is the focus. I just washed off all of my eggs here, and those are 2 duck eggs on the end with 2 double yolks. So I'm just boiling some water, and I'm going to do hard-boiled eggs, and those will be easy snacks. I like to blend cottage cheese with that and some bacon just to make it high protein so my husband can grab them. And then egg cups. These are for me. I like to mix cottage cheese in mine. I put potatoes on the bottom to make it a little bit more filling. I love dill this time of year. It's super yummy in there. And then some onion, and I just mix everything together, and then I pop them in my muffin molds and bake them at 350 for maybe 15 to 20 minutes.
We've reached disaster. Don't know where we're gonna be after. And we do it all again and again and again and again. Again and again and again and again. We're falling down, we faded. But I know that we can save it. Cause we're like Alpha and Omega. Whatever happens doesn't matter, I know we can sort it out. Alpha and Omega. Even if we go a lot and break us down, I know we are Alpha and Omega. it fun until we hit the bottom. And we do it all again and again and again and again. Again and again and again and again.
When I'm meal prepping, I try and grab a little bit from our prepper pantry. So this is a cheap and easy lasagna recipe. You could totally make it with just regular pasta sauce, or you could switch out with pumpkin puree, which is what I'm gonna do. And it makes this savory pumpkin noodle dish, and it really is tasty with Parmesan. So if you have a chance to get more of a sharper cheese to top this, then go ahead and do that. But if not, it's okay too. So I'm just browning some bison in there. I do have a lot of venison that I need to start pulling out of the freezer, but yeah, it's super easy. You're just layering it like a typical lasagna. I put some of the end of the Parmesan into the pumpkin puree and meat sauce, and then I thin it out with a little bit of milk, or you could just thin it out with some water, depending on how much money you truly want to save here. But when I do my dinners and especially my lunches, we have 6 people in our family. I would say 5 right now because my newest son is only a month old. So we'll say 5, but I really am trying to feed everyone for under $6 a meal. I used to be able to do this for under 4, but if you want to see a video like that, like maybe 5 meals for $25 or something along those lines, I used to do a lot of those videos, but they honestly weren't too popular. So let me know. I love cooking, and I love everything on a budget and being the cheapest person So this is something that we do every day. But my tip for lasagna is to season every single layer. So I'm doing salt and pepper, onion and garlic there. And my husband is laying down the law for the kids in the background if you saw all of that. So this is the first layer, very easy. And then I just baked it at 350 for 45 minutes. And this is how it came out. We are still eating on this after day 2. So we still have a little bit left. And now I'm moving on to something a bit unhealthy, but I try and health it up. This isn't, the best recipe for you. You could totally make from scratch brownies. And I got a comment recently yelling about processed food because there was an exclamation point. I'm not trying to hide it. This is a processed box of brownies that I got at Sharp Shopper for $1, but that's what we do. You could totally make this from scratch. Like I said, we are not perfect and we don't really strive to be. So I feel like it's okay to be lenient on yourself and give yourself a little grace. But I just mix some pumpkin puree in there and a little bit of Greek yogurt and then the eggs instead of the oil. And it came with this fudge sauce. You could probably make this a lot healthier without it, but in order to mask the pumpkin flavor, because I still taste it in these brownies, I put that on top and then made a little swirl. But these weren't necessarily a huge hit, but it was something to munch on. I find that my kids love to munch on sweets. I mean, who doesn't? So my goal here is to try and have some sort of balance, because sometimes those high protein snacks can get pricey if I'm getting just like the processed ones like Chomps or any of those protein bars. All right, here is my quick little realistic lunch. I have the Good Culture cottage cheese, some coleslaw, regular cheese, and then this is the sweet bologna. It comes with a garlic dill spread in there, super good. And then I have some lemon balm tea. So I'm gonna munch on that and then get into the rest of this little meal prep, grocery haul day. And then I did want to show you, I made a huge batch of these salmon cakes, and I've referenced them before. It's just that canned salmon from Sharp Shopper from Wild Planet. I do green onion, red bell pepper, and I do 2 eggs with some breadcrumbs, and then I serve it with a sriracha mayo. And I have this corn relish here that makes a really tasty treat. So I made 36 of these, and then I put them in the freezer. I just used all the canned salmon we had, and that was it. It was a huge, busy day in the kitchen. I needed a break, so I went out for a drive and looked out the sunset. That is one of my favorite things to do. So I hope you're well wherever you are. If you want exact recipes, let me know, and let me know what you meal prep this week. As always, stay adventurous, stay creative. I'll catch you on the next one. Bye, y'all.
I know that we can save it, 'cause we're like Alpha and Omega. Whatever happens doesn't matter, I know we can sort it out. Alpha and Omega. Even if we go a lot and break us down, I know we are Alpha and Omega. Whatever happens doesn't matter, I know we can sort it out. Alpha Cause we're like Alpha and Omega. Even if we go all out and break us down, yeah, we could work it out. Cause we're like Alpha and Omega. Even if we go all out and break us down.